All right, guys, welcome to the show. We're talking UFC Vegas 52. First, let's say thank you to our sponsor, Tampa Bless, home team do good, TampaBless.com for more information about that. Guys, we're going to give it a shot, try to go live today. Don't know how it's going to turn out or whatever. I apologize. I had a couple doctor's appointments and stuff. I didn't get as much research done as normal. But let's get right into it. We got Amanda Lemos, ranked number 10. She's 11-1-1. She's 34 years old. She's a plus 160 underdog. She's on that 5-fight winning streak, last beating Angela Hill. She didn't get to finish in that one because she was finishing a lot of the other girls. She's going up against Jessica Andrade, who's number one ranked, but she's the number one ranked flyweight right now. So she's not the number one ranked strawweight, just to mention that. She's minus 190 favorite. She's 30 years old. She's 22-9, and she's coming off a win against Cavillo. Tom, how do you see this one playing out?
Man, this is going to be, it could be turned into just a slugfest. I'm not really sure. Both these guys or both these women are strikers. You know, they can both strike with some power and finish people, which is not that common in the women's division, but there are two people that really could do that. But hey, at the end of the day, I think Andrade is going to take it, and second round finish by strikes is what I'm thinking. But hey, I could see it going the other way similarly, but I'm going with Jessica here. Second round finish by strikes.
Right. I like how Amanda's been looking lately. I do. She's been looking really strong, and she's been showing her knockout power too. The thing is, Andrade is just better. She's had a lot more elite competition. She's got a lot more elite wins. And the only girls who truly beat Andrade are the number ones. The Valentinas and of the world and stuff like that. Weili Zhang, who's a top contender there.
Rose.
Yeah, otherwise she basically is beating those girls.
I mean, she beat Rose too, though.
Right, yeah. I really got to look at this one, and I feel like it's sneaky here. Like, Lemos has just been so hot. How do you pick against her? But you got to take Andrade here. I agree with you. She probably does get the knockout. Lemos looks to fade a little bit. She's got a lot of wins in a row here, but they're low-ranked wins. Don't get me wrong, Angela Hill's a real win, but she didn't put Angela Hill away. If she would put Angela Hill away, it would be a different story, but she didn't. So, I mean, you got to just take it how it is. As far as the card market goes, really, we'll just talk about Andrade in this one. Lemos is, right now, she needs to climb before you really got to put any money into her. Andrade, though, she's been printed for a little while, 2018. There's some hardcore collectors going after PCs of Andrade. Personally, the cards are pretty cheap. She seems, I know she's been champ and stuff like that, but she seems to flicker in the top 5 always. But is she going to reign queen for a while? I don't think so. I like her. I got to sell on Andrade, though. I don't think she's coming up the rankings anytime soon to beat the top girls. I think she just falls short a lot of times in those situations. Like I said, she's done it before, but it's tough. Valentina reigns supreme up top there at the flyweights, and down at the strawweights, it's so competitive. But all right, let's move right on. We got a lightweight fight. Old man Clay Guida, he's saying he wants to put on a show because this is a contract fight for him. This is his last in the contract, and he wants to get re-signed. He said he's getting better at 40. Hopefully he does. The guy is 37-18. And he's even. He's minus 110 as we speak. And he's coming off that crazy win versus Leonardo Santos, where he chokes out a top BJJ guy. He basically did a rope-a-dope, except I'm actually very surprised the ref didn't call it. Props to the ref on that one, because he was hurt, boy. And props to Clay for not tapping. And he's going up against Claudio Puelos. 12-2, 25 years old. Like I said, minus 110 on this side. He's on that 4-fight winning streak also, beating Chris Grutzmacher and Jordan Levitt. A rare breed here. I believe he's Peruvian. Tom, what do you see happening here?
I mean, Dude, I got to roll. I mean, I got to roll with the old timer, the Carpenter Clay Guida here. By decision, I'm hoping that Clay can come out and just do what Clay does. He just, in and out, get some strikes, get some takedowns. He'll try. I mean, Clay will even go for the finish. I don't think he'll get it. Um, and hopefully he doesn't get himself caught in anything here. But I'm gonna roll Clay by decision. I'm hoping that he's still got quite a bit of bounce in his step. So he's been surprising a lot of people. And right now he's looking like he's creeping up towards what is it? It's close to not too far from 60 fights.
Yeah, he's 37-21 on Tapology, 37-18 on the UFC site. Um, he is up there, man.
Mhm.
And as you said, he's not fading. He looks pretty good. I got this one as a live betting opportunity here. I think Clay Guida might get stronger as the fight goes on. Just crazy to think the 40-year-old's the one that I personally like outside of the first round. I think he's just that grapple heavy style. We all know he's got that wrestle heavy style, and he wears guys down. Claudio Puelos, he's doing all right. I mean, but if you look at his record here, 11-2. You look at some of his wins. Yeah, he's got some guys in there, Grutzmacher and Levitt and stuff like that. But he's also got some. He lost to Bravo. He lost to David Kubas. I mean, I don't know. The competition, the experience, everything leans towards Guida. It really does. I think that wrestle heavy bothers Claudio. I'm leaning Clay Guida myself here. I am. I think if Claudio can't put it together in the first round, I think Clay gets it done here. I'm a buyer of Clay. The guy's cards are so cheap. He's so legendary. We know he already has things in the Hall of Fame. Anyone who hasn't seen the fight, Diego Sanchez versus him, that's already in the Hall of Fame. And that fight is crazy. That fight is crazy. There's no other fight in UFC history quite that crazy. True story. You guys think Joanna Whaley and all these other fights, that fight was bonkers, Clay Guida. I'm rolling with you here. I got Clay Guida here. Yeah, let's see what he can do. Going up against a young up-and-comer, and he's looking, as he said, he's not looking to get out of the fight game. He realizes he's 40. He could get caught if he doesn't have a high performance here. I think he gets the W and gets re-signed. All right, but moving.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping for, too.
I think he does. Moving right on. We got flyweights. We got Macy Barber, 9-2. She's still very young, this girl. She's 23, and she's a -180 favorite. And she last beat Miranda Maverick. But before that, she lost 2 in a row. And most people do not believe she beat Miranda Maverick. I'm just going to say that. Go back and watch that fight, and you probably will agree. She did not beat Miranda, but the judges, I don't know, they just had an off day that day. All right, she's going up against Montana De La Rosa, who's 12-6-1. She's 27 years old, too. She's a young girl. She's plus 155 underdog, and she last beat Ariane Lipski. And before that, she had a draw with Myra Bueno Silva. Tom, how do you see this one playing out here?
This is tough. This is a tough call right here. This one could go either way easily. I'm not a big fan of Barber. I didn't like the way that she handled that win against Maverick. I thought that she kind of was a little too cocky about it, considering I don't know how she thought that was a legit judging of it all.
Well, when you're inside the cage, you can't blame her for that. Nobody.
No, I know, but even
they all think they win.
I know that.
They all think they win.
I know that, but I thought it was a little bit boastful. Anyhow, that said, I like Macy's skill set, and I do feel like maybe she needs to keep her head in that type of space and have that type of confidence to keep moving. So I could see that as well, because Montana's tough. So, but I got to roll with Macy. I just think she has a little bit higher level skill, and I'm gonna pick her out in a decision here, though. I think she's gonna go the route of the decision, but I think that she could like she might even take it all 3 rounds. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it
Well,
goes.
if she gets a decision, she's going 3 rounds. Um,
No, but I mean, she could take it 3-0 instead of 2-1.
oh, okay, you think she's going to take off? Yeah, I got to see them weigh in here. They'll be weighing in pretty soon, actually, because Montana De La Rosa is a pretty big girl, and Macy, she's stout, she's very strong, but does the size give her a problem? Also, who's really wants to lay chalk on Macy Barber right now? I mean, minus 190. She hasn't been looking herself. You know what it is? When she first came on the scene, everybody had her as potentially the next champ. She was calling herself going to be the youngest. And she was going out there and throwing haymakers, elbows and bombs, and just getting fights done. She looked incredible. Then she suffers that bad knee injury to Roxanne Modafferi, who, just a veteran, just crafty, just knew what to do in the situations. Very weird fight there, too, just because they call in a doctor for the knee and everything like that. But whatever. Besides the point, she doesn't quite look herself. She's starting very slow, as where she used to start very fast. We actually saw her come on against Miranda Maverick and stuff like that late. She looks stronger as the fight goes on. She's taken a lot longer, though, to get into her groove, and I think that really is hurting her, where she used to be a fast starter. Now she seems like a slow starter. But if you take a look at Montana De La Rosa, she seems to struggle with very strong girls, and Macy is one of those girls. Her losses: Viviana Rougeau, Andrea Lee, Nico Montana, Cynthia Cavillo, Mackenzie Dern. These are strong, grapple-heavy girls for the most part. And I think Macy fits right into that mold where she can do that to Montana. Because Montana is the one who wants to get the fight to the ground. And if she can't do that, she's going to struggle. Macy is powerful, strong. I'm not counting her out yet. At 23 years old, I think she has time and room for growth. And I like her. I agree with you. I like her to win. I like her 2019 cards for super cheap. Get an autograph, rookie. And she still has time to potentially be the champ. I mean, she's got some work ahead of her, though, because, quite frankly, that girl Erin Blanchfield looked incredible, and she's even younger. But I like that they're getting some depth over there for Valentina, because Valentina's just sitting by herself. And Tanya De La Rosa, yeah, she needs to get some high-profile wins. I got to sell on her. She's pretty recent to printed, but she's a sell for me. I'm not taking her. Moving right on, we got one of my favorite fighters in the UFC right now. I love him. I don't care. I didn't like what he did there, but you just never know how bad guys are hurt. Sometimes they don't come back. Got my man. This is another one. We got King Kong, Alexander Romanov, 15-0. He's 31 years old, and he's coming off that victory against Jared Vanderaa. And he's going up against the Vanilla Gorilla. So we got like another King Kong battle here. We got Chase Sherman, 15-9. He's 32 years old, and he's on a 3-fight losing streak. He lost to Jake Collier, Parker Porter, and Arlovsky. And I believe he was caught, and they called him back for this fight when
he was cut.
Romanov's opponent dropped out. They called him right back in. So as far as the line goes, when I was doing my homework on this, they did not have the lineup yet, but I believe it's minus 1,400 for Alexander Romanov, and it was like plus 750 for Sherman. I'd have to double check exactly where it's gone from there, because like I said, when this first came out, they didn't have a line on most sites. Tom, I mean, there's not too crazy to talk about here, but does Chase Sherman have that puncher's chance?
Of course he does, especially since they brought him back on, and it's almost like he's got a second chance at life here. If he was to win this, I doubt he gets cut. If he loses, he'll probably get cut again. But if he wins it, he's got a chance to stay. This is huge for him. So, and I think Alexander kind of proved if you can kind of not get mauled in the first round, that if you start tagging him a little bit and making him frustrated, he seems to get a little flustered. I definitely saw that in that one bout, and I'm not going to say that he was faking, but he was definitely flustered even prior to him with that injury, because he was starting to get worried. His undefeated record was on the line there. But that said, I'm not going to pick Chase Sherman here. I think that Chase does have an opportunity here,
Right.
though, and that could be the spark that ignites him into potentially catching Alexander with something. I don't know. I see it round one sub Romanov.
Yeah. I mean this fight, Romanov he's just gonna bull rush in, pull Sherman to the ground, and probably just I don't know if he's gonna go for his crazy submission where he just leans on the guy's neck. Most guys can't even pull
Yeah,
that off. Or yeah, he
forearm.
does the forearm choke in there. It's impressive though when he does it. It's just so big.
Oh yeah,
I don't think Chase Sherman even has the
sick.
puncher's chance really. You'd have to get the eye poke or something crazy illegal in there to really throw Romanoff off.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's just Romanoff's the real deal. Am I saying he's going to be champion? No, that's not what I'm saying. But he's the real deal. He belongs in the UFC. Chase Sherman, I mean, you can't beat Jake Collier, and I don't want to rip on Jake Collier, but he moved up to heavyweight from a middleweight. Like the guy is not a heavyweight. I mean,
he's
Parker
overweight.
Porter, he's good. He's good. I'm not going to take anything away from Parker Porter, but these are fights that you got a real shot in.
I like Parker Porter, man. He's game, and I mean Jake's game too. But Jake's an example in my mind of being
Right.
overweight.
He's was a middleweight, and then was on the couch for COVID, and then comes back as a heavyweight. Romanov tears this guy to the ground. Really, the bets here.
Skill set wise, it's not a great matchup either. Like
No,
Chase is going to be in trouble when it goes to the
I like
ground.
Romanov. He's just printed. I think you pick some Romanoff up. I think he's got room to grow. I think he can get better. 31 years old in the heavyweight division. Maybe he gets a 50G
He's young.
bonus, and you start getting the nutritionist and personal trainer. You get a little stronger. You get a little better. The guy's got the skill set. The question is, when he goes up against the top guys, does he got the cardio tank? I don't think he needs the cardio tank in this fight. I think he dominates. I think you take under 1.5 rounds. And that's what you got here, because Romanoff is going to pull this guy to the ground and just dominate. No questions about it. Not going to waste any more time. No, we're not buying Chase Sherman. I don't even think Chase Sherman's printed. I didn't even look him up because I knew I wasn't going to waste my time on him. Guy was caught, and they just pulled him off because they needed someone for Romanoff to beat up on. They like Romanoff. The guy's fun. All right, but let's move right on. We got featherweights. This is actually a great fight right here. Lando Venata, 12-5 and 2. He's 30 years old, and he is a plus 110 underdog, and he's coming off that win against Mike Grundy. He's going up against Charles Air Jourdain, who's 12-4 and 1, 26 years old, minus 130 favorite, and he's coming off of beating Andre Ewell. Tom, this is a pretty close fight right here. The line's close. How do you see this one going down?
I mean, this could go either way. This is a tough call too. This is one of those ones like a number of these fights here. I would say Alexander Romanov is not the example, but the other four that we're covering really are ones that could be the wrong call.
Right. Oh, absolutely.
It could go the other
Absolutely.
way. It could go the other way. You know what I mean? So like Lando, look, he's got game. But Charles Jourdain, as we know, I'm a fan. Charles Jourdain, by the way, is only like 26 years old. Dude's mad young. And I just like his style. He always brings it. He's got some sneaky striking. He's tough. He doesn't always win. But you know what? I'm hoping that he's maturing and getting better as it's going. Like I said, he's young and he's not done evolving. I'm going to go with Charles Jourdain by round 3 strikes.
All right. Round 3. You think he gets it done in the end there? All right. I like it. I do. I like it.
So I think Lando's tough.
The thing is here, if we look at Lando here, he's got a win over Grundy, right? Decision split. He's got a loss against Green, a win against Yancey. Then he's got a loss against the Case. Then he's got a win against Marcos Mariano. I mean, then he's got a draw.
I think he's
Then
split
he's got
a draw with Bobby Green, right?
decision unanimous. He lost. Then he's got a draw, then a loss to Jakar Close, then a draw against Bobby Green prior to that. Then he's got a loss against David Timur. I like Lando. here. I do. I like Lando. He looked so good in his last fight, and he's game. And the problem is, he just keeps coming off on the wrong side of the scorecard. I don't know. Did he turn his game around? He's 30 years old. He looked the best I've ever seen him was versus Mike Grundy in his last fight. Does that Lando show up again? Is this guy hungry? It's tough to say. I mean, his record's not showing that he's a phenom. Charles Jourdain is just, I'll be honest with you, he's fun. People love him because he goes out there, like you said, sneaky strikes, spinning this, kicking that over. He's all over the cage. But if you take a look, I think his problem is wrestling. And Lando is a strong wrestler. He doesn't do it a lot, but the key...
He was D1,
right,
I think. He was D1, I believe.
He's a legit wrestler. And Charles Jourdain struggles with the wrestling. Julian Erosa, loss. Feely, another loss. Des Green. TJ Lamery, who, is undersized, just lost. He struggles with those wrestlers. I think this is going to be my undercard, my dog pick right here. I think Lando shows up. He realizes that he can't keep getting those losses, and he wrestles Jourdain in a more boring fight than we're expecting, and he gets the win. I think he...
I like that analysis. That was it made sense.
Yeah, I think
I'm going with Jourdain.
No, listen, I like Jourdain.
I still like it. I like that analysis. I could totally see that happening.
Yeah, I'm
hoping Jourdain adjusts and can get those strikes. Enough wear and tear by the time they get to the third round that maybe he can, get those strikes in for a finish.
I hope it's a fun, exciting fight, and Lando decides to stand with him. I just think.
What's the line right now?
It's basically even. It's plus 110 Lando, minus 130 Charles.
No, this is a close. This is a close. This is a good matchup right now.
A very good matchup. Good. The question is, does Lando make it a boring fight? And do his coaches tell him, listen, you got to go out and you got to wrestle. Don't try to strike with this dude. This dude is... I mean, Charles Jourdain's a legit striker. The dude is fun. The dude is exciting. I mean, that's it. Everybody knows his name, and he's not even ranked. I mean, that tells you something. I like him. I'm all about it. But the question is, can Lando go out there and get the wrestling? I think he can. I think you come in with the right game plan, and you can get that victory. Mike Grundy is an amazing wrestler, and Lando's got the win on him. I'm just throwing that out there. I mean, that's his last win. That's one of the best fights he's looked. Guy's legit. All right, guys, we appreciate you joining us. Hopefully everything went smooth on the live stream, and we'll see you guys next time.
Yo, but listen, pay attention for those win my cards coming up this week. Going to be throwing it down, too. Don't forget.
Later.